Cut one, go.
Yes, I think that's the challenge we're all talking about, is that we can only query against that which we have collected. And so if someone has never made a ripple in the pond in Syria in a way that would get their identity or their interests reflected in our database, we can query our database till the cows come home, but we're not going to, there'll be nothing show up because we have no record on that person. That's what Assistant Director Steinbach was talking about. You can only query what you've collected. And with respect to Iraqi refugees, we had far more in our databases because of our country's work there for a decade. This is a different situation.
This is a different situation. Got that, clowns out there, liberals, mouthpieces, phony humanitarians? This is a different situation. This is a different situation from the Jews in the 1930s. This is a different situation from the Vietnamese in the 1970s. This is a different situation from people who've come into this country from other parts of the world. This is a different situation. And the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation has said, well, we can only query that which we have. ISIS has said that they intend to secrete terrorists, ISIS terrorists, within the so-called refugee population. So we have the FBI director saying, if we don't have information on them, what the hell are we supposed to do? We have the enemy saying, exactly, and we're gonna send some of our warriors in here, some of our terrorist hacks, and we're going to put them among the population that are so-called refugees, and watch what happens. Now, what would common sense tell you? What would common sense tell anybody? Why politicize this? Why is this a Democrat-Republican thing? What the hell is wrong with the Democrat Party that they believe in national suicide? Whatever happened to the Democrat Party? Harry Truman. Last time I checked, he dropped 2 atomic bombs, and he's loved by the Democrats. FDR. FDR was out to conquer the enemy during World War II, not make peace under any circumstances unless they were obliterated. And obliterated they were. So where are we here? I don't even understand the position of the Democrat Party. I don't even understand the position. These people aren't even in the country yet, and we're inviting them into our country? The FBI director says we can't vet them if we don't have any information on them. And we don't have information on them. Now, that was Comey. Now, this is Obama at a press conference in the Philippines today. He's trashing America. He's trashing his opponents, quote unquote. He's trashing the American people overseas yet again. Cut 2, go.
We are not well served when, in response to a terrorist attack, we descend into fear and panic.
We are not descending into fear and panic. Do you see fear and panic in the streets tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Look how they talk about us. We are rational, logical, thoughtful, reasonable American citizens. We're educated. We're digesting the information. The problem is we have such an idiot as President of the United States. That's what we're worried about, that we see these things and he doesn't see these things. Go ahead.
We don't make good decisions if it's based on hysteria or an exaggeration of risks.
Let's stop right there. Once again, he goes into the Marxist playbook, characterizing us as hysterical. We may be passionate. We may be aggressive in our points of view. Nobody's hysterical. Who's hysterical? An exaggeration of risks? You know, the problem with this knucklehead is he looks overseas, he sees what happened in France, and he calls it a setback. Most of us would call it a terrorist attack that slaughtered innocent human beings. He calls it a setback. The other dummy, the Secretary of State, he's tried to walk back, and he can't. His statement the other day where, you know, the slaughter of those young people at that magazine in Paris, well, you know, there the terrorists had a purpose. They had an objective. So we get that. We don't get that at all. Kerry, another bumbling buffoon.